war's over, but a soldier on, still battling the ghost. No, no, no. Oh. Still struggling to see the sun.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
For a heart like
the market is blazing. You got a little pullback, but that's going. That's what happens in the market. But we're getting ready. Let that massive pull. All right. I want to thank you for joining me today. It is 7:45 a.m. My name is Chris. I want to welcome you to Let's Talk Crypto, Crypto Secret X, place we talk about crypto. And today we're going to be looking at the market. And the market is doing what it's doing, but there is a lot to look at, a lot that's coming down the pipe. And I got to go ahead and hit those horns because what's coming up next? As you see, Sui is exploding. Sui is getting close to that $4 mark. We're going to get into the depths of Sui. I did a video last night talking about just where Sui is going. And you want to take a look at that because if you're on the edge or you just kind of on the cliff, not trying to decide whether you want to buy Sui or whether you want to buy Solana, I encourage you to look at that video. Just check it out. I did it last night, but we're gonna get into it. But before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel. It helps the algorithm grow. It helps get this video in front of people like you that want to see more about what's going on in the crypto market. But we want to jump over into the daily charts today and just take a look at it before we go any further. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Go ahead and drop a like and a comment. Can BTC break 100,000 before the new year? We're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and share the chart and let's get deeper into it. All right. Let's see here. Coin market. Okay, here we are. So as we begin to look at the charts, there are some things I want to preface before we go into it. A lot of people do like to study the Fibonacci chart and those things, but I really love to study the news and what's happening behind the scenes. Just the same thing when we get into stock. So as we see, the market is still in extreme greed. Bitcoin dominance is still at 57.19%. Of course, when Bitcoin dominance is still there, you see people still are very bullish on Bitcoin. Now, as we look at the price, you see we have had some pullback at $93,235. But the biggest question I think a lot of people is asking, I know we see CryptoCon has asked that question, is can BTC break 100K before the new year? Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but there are some things that lead to BTC breaking the 100,000 mark. Again, Michael Saylor is buying tremendous amounts of BTC. He is a Bitcoin fanatic, and he believes that Bitcoin will be worth millions later down the line. But there is a video that I want to preface and show this before we get into it, because not getting into politics, but the fact that Donald Trump is now the new president, a president now that in the beginning wasn't too keen on cryptocurrency, now sees some benefits of it. And the people he's surrounding himself with are pro-crypto. Hence, Elon Musk with Dogecoin and RFK with Bitcoin. Both of these guys are invested in it. But let's jump over this video, because this video, I think, sheds a lot of light on some things. And this is Brad Gallagher. This is at XRP, one of the founders. And here's also, we want to also look at this because, as we all know, many of us who have been in crypto for a while know that in January 2025, we are getting some of the best news we ever heard. The SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, who has been anti-crypto from the day one, is stepping down. That means President Trump will have to appoint a new SEC commissioner, and everybody in crypto knows we're hoping, and we have a great idea that that's going to be a pro crypto person, which is really good. But check this video out because this video, I think, sheds a lot of light on what's coming down the pipe. Here we go. This is from Bloomberg. Okay.
Garlinghouse, he joins us right now. And you know, David, some say Ripple could be the next Bitcoin. What do you think, Brad? Is that a compliment that Ripple could be the next Bitcoin?
Well, I think if we're solving a real problem and it's at scale, then I think it's a compliment. I think the most important thing that is going on in crypto is understanding what is real and what is just hype. Some, I think, may look back on Bitcoin and find that it was the Napster of digital assets. What I mean by that is Napster was the first to digitize music and demonstrate, hey, if you digitize music, you can do a lot of cool things with that. But ultimately, they were circumventing trademark laws, they were circumventing royalty payments, and government stepped in, and Napster was not successful. But Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, they were very successful.
Key point.
I think what you'll find is that maybe the next generation of digital assets ends up solving some of the original problems that Bitcoin set out to solve.
So RippleNet is trying to take on Swift. What's been the traction like? Who's come on board?
Well, it's interesting as you step back and look at this. If you and I decided we were going to send $10,000 to California today, the fastest way for us to do it would be to drive to the airport and fly it there. That's a crazy thing to think about when you're in the age of the internet and we're used to information on demand. When we think about the customers that have come on board, it's because we're solving that real problem. We're changing the nature of a payment taking days to settle to California to seconds. So we now have well over 100 customers ranging from some of the biggest banks in the world to payment providers to the Western Unions and MoneyGrams, Linlan Pay out of China.
How many banks?
It's over 100. I actually don't know the exact number now. Last time we announced it publicly, we said over 100. We'll probably announce the next one when we get to over 200. We're signing up more than a bank a week now.
The thing is, it's not the number of banks. It's the volume
for sure
out there. What kind of volume are you looking at?
Well, we've had one that we can talk publicly about. We have one corridor run by SEB, which is one of the first or second largest bank in Sweden, has done over $1 billion USD equivalent through one corridor. So while on the global macro scale, we're still just getting started. I think we're on mile 1 of a marathon, but we've crossed that starting line. Like, this is real activity in production systems where customers are really benefiting from that. We clearly have a long way to go, and the overall maturity of the digital asset market, I think, has a long way to go. But if we keep going back to let's focus on a real problem and solve a real problem for real customers, I'm really optimistic.
You have several products. We talked about the system, RippleNet. You also have a digital token, which is the XRP. How is the XRP doing? Because we saw it surge 1,300%.
Right. So XRP actually was the best performing digital asset in 2017. It was up, I think, something like 25,000%. The excitement around digital assets is because I think you're solving a real problem. And I think one of the things you saw happen, particularly last December, is there's understandably concern about regulation and what does that mean for digital assets. From the get-go, Ripple has worked with regulators, and we have worked with regulated institutions like banks where there isn't regulatory uncertainty. And so we have found that part of the reason why XRP has performed well is because people realize, hey, wait a minute, back to your question, is XRP the next Bitcoin? If we work with the system to solve this problem, and we can solve that problem at scale, a problem measured in the trillions of dollars, then there's a lot of opportunity to create value in XRP.
But how can there be clarity on regulation when different countries are adopting different strategies when it comes to regulation? And the other thing as well is volatility. I mean, why use a cryptocurrency when it's so volatile right now?
Yeah. So look, it's a really important question. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. I've kind of jokingly suggested that when people talk about regulatory uncertainty, it's often people because they don't like the regulation. They're not actually regulatory uncertainty. If you think about a XRP transaction from one regulated financial institution, a bank or a payment provider, they're doing what's called a KYC check, which references Know Your Customer. This is a global regulatory framework around KYC. That's at both endpoints of an XRP transaction, into and out of. So I think the regulatory certainty actually is much better than people realize. It's just educating banks, regulators about how it actually works. Now, the volatility point is also a good one. XRP has clearly been volatile, as all digital assets have been. The nature of how an XRP transaction works, though, it's 1,000 times faster than Bitcoin. So the volatility risk you're taking around XRP is only for 3 seconds. So the volatility risk ends up being very, 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 very small because it's so fast.
For XRP, you've been looking at banks. If you take a longer term period, who else are you targeting for XRP? What would make sense?
Well, I think any payment provider, we're really trying to solve that cross-border payment transaction. So if you're going, we talked earlier about the US dollar to the Mexican peso. It's one of the corridors we have live with XRP today. You can hold a US dollar, sell that dollar, and buy XRP. In 3 seconds, you can move that XRP to Mexico and then sell the XRP and buy the Mexican peso. Whether you're a bank, a payment provider, eventually even corporates can take advantage of a dramatic decrease in cost and a dramatic increase in speed and how those transactions work.
All right, Brad, we have to live it there. The first mile in a marathon. Brad
I'll tell you that.
See,
when you look at that and you hear what's going on with XRP, of course, we talk about regulatory clarity. And now the regulatory clarity has always been kind of, in the FUD, kind of like in a gray area, because we couldn't get regulatory clarity from Gary Gensler. It was just, he was going on what they call the Howey test, and there was just some uncertainties. But of course, we know XRP won the case, but it still was suppressed. But now with a new president, pro-crypto, again, we have Elon Musk there. We have RFK, who has hundreds of thousands in Bitcoin. Just today, they have a new app called Autopilot. I had a chance to look into some of our politicians and look at some of their what their holdings are. And if you haven't seen that app, it's called Autopilot. You can download it. But I saw where there are some, we have some politicians that are holding Bitcoin ETFs, and then you can track their investments. So what I'm saying is we're looking at a country that's getting ready, that was really fighting cryptocurrency, now on the cuff of being able to adopt it. Now, it's been adopted by other countries worldwide, but just we in the U.S., we had some strong, we had people in office that were just really fighting it. And so now we're starting to get into where we're starting to see where the acceptance is coming in. So now let's jump back over to the chart and let's talk at it. And now let's look at it from those perspectives when we look at the chart now. And this is something I think we all have to begin to see. And then I'm going to talk to you about some new cryptocurrencies, such as AKA number one, Sui. And I'll explain to you why I think Sui is on the breakout also. But let's jump over here and let's look at Bitcoin. Now we see Bitcoin at 93,000. Will Bitcoin break the 100K? Okay, now there are some things that kind of take place around this time. There are a lot of people that have bought Bitcoin, especially those of us who was here a while. Some of us bought it. I had a chance to buy it at 15K. And so now we're looking at 93,000. You're going to see people as we start, because we haven't had the tax laws and things really clear, kind of straightened up. You're going to see people start moving cash into certain things, kind of preparing themselves for that. Also, you're going to see where it's getting close to Christmas and those type holidays, Black Friday. If you do a tracking on when you saw dips and various things, you will see dips around the Black Friday, because there are people that are going to take a little money out. Some liquidation is going to come in, because those things, holidays, etc., you do see somewhat of a pullback, because people, they have extra money there that they've invested, they pull it out, they buy things, and then you start seeing a strong comeback. Now, the next part of that is you have a new president taking office in January that is pro-crypto. Do I expect the market to really surge? I'm not your financial advisor, but I expect an explosion to come in. And here's why I say that is because the anticipation of a pro-crypto president taking office right about the time around December, and you'll see this, many people are going to start paying attention to this. They're going to try to buy that one last cycle before the president takes office, and then you're going to see somewhat of a surge. I think you're going to see an explosion with Bitcoin. I think people still are getting in position. That's why they're not viewing 93,000 as too high, and that's why you still see Bitcoin dominance at 57.19%, because you do have these particular politicians getting ready to take office everybody's just kind of waiting on. Now, XRP is seeing a resurgence with the breakout. XRP price has been surpassed. Now it's number 5. Can it flip Ethereum and BTC? Well, now, because here's the thing. Gary Gensler made some type, and you go back and look at it. There were certain decisions that he made. They kind of cleared Ethereum. Then one time he was going after Ethereum. Then one time he kind of opened the door and backed off of BTC, but he kept going after XRP. At that time, it allowed Ethereum to get some things in place, things that they're working on, especially with the staking ability, because they were trying to expand it, which at one, they were like more proof of work, but the ability to be able to transfer it over to be able to handle the gas fees and things. I think there was some suppression there also with XRP, because there were some things that that we saw back earlier during the case that I could see where they were trying to create that gap. But XRP is more so a banking coin that many people are starting to adopt. Now, the price of XRP, the where I see it, when I based upon certain things of the coin, the tokenomics with the and when you look at the tokenomics, there's some things with the price, but if we've been buying XRP at like 50 cents, some of us have been buying it at, the 40 cent mark. For XRP to hit that $5, $6 mark, which I think is very, very easy, especially in this upcoming cycle, a lot of us are going to see some astronomical gains. Now, you see right now the current supply of XRP, the circulating supply. Now, I'm not looking at the overall supply, but the circulating supply is around 56 billion. And so I'm not talking about any kind of burn, but that's what we base it off, that circulation supply. So now if I go to their, if I just highlight their circulating supply, and I'm just going to give you an idea, because I'm going to touch on Bitcoin too, but I'm going to give you, and I'm just going to type in 56,000. Let's see, 56 billion, excuse me. And I'm going to tell you, here's this. Let me put it in my calculator. Okay, at 56 billion, you're looking at $336 billion market cap. And so that's at a price of a $6 XRP. And here's how I do that. I have a calculator which I can put in the token value amount, the circulating supply. And of course, there's a little bit more there, but I just put in 56 billion. You're looking at a $36 billion market cap. Now, when we go back and we look at the market, and I like Bitcoin, to me is the specs of all specs, you're seeing 1, 2, 3, a 1.8 that's trillion. I'm looking at it right here, 100,000 billion, yeah, 1.8 trillion. So you're seeing a very high, like, is that something that's feasible? Yes. I'm looking at Solana. Solana is currently sitting at $111 billion. ETH is sitting at a $420 billion market cap. Now, Solana is also one that I think, I can easily see that reaching that $300-400 mark, possibly 500. I think 1,000 would kind of force stretching it right now, but around that $300-400 mark, I think that's something that's very feasible, especially for this next bull run. $6 XRP, I can see that because of the hype and where people are going. The $100,000 Bitcoin is imminent. That is $7,000 away. That can happen in a matter of minutes. When you look at this, $7,000 in Bitcoin to reach 100K, I don't care what people say, talking about it'll never reach 100,000. Bitcoin will reach 100,000. The fact of the matter is, I think it will reach it right around the end of December, because people, with the anticipation of President Trump taking office, they're going to buy. They're going to buy because they're going to want the gains. I don't care if it's a 4X gain. I don't care if it's a 5X gain. I don't care if it's a 2X gain. They're going to want the gains. And then once you see it start tapering off around that 125, 150, then you're going to see the Bitcoin diamond start coming down, and then you're going to see people start moving into the mid caps. But there are going to be people that start moving into those larger mid caps now, getting in position. And Here's where I think, and I'm not your advisor, but I don't think, for me, I'm going all out. I'm already in position with Solana. Okay. Ethereum, I got my Ethereum. I think Ethereum may top around that 7,000-8,000, roughly around there. But XRP around 6. But this bad boy right here, and I'm going to keep telling you till the cows come home. SUI is on the cusp. SUI's getting ready to break the $4 mark. It's up. It was down 7.37%, but overall with SUI, here's the thing: SUI overall is up. Let's see here, in gain of 80%. I'm going to go up a little bit higher here and just kind of go into it. It has the capabilities of I think could easily break into that $10-12 mark. There are some things that have to take place, and it could break a little higher because it's on the cuff, and it is very, very, the specs of it is so close to Solana. I mean, the speed is a lightning speed. The cost, the gas fees are pennies. Lower than Solana. The usage is there. What they're doing, what they're adding, the developers. It is one of the I really believe, and you can do what you want to say. You can say what you want to say, but I think this is going to be one of the breakouts when it comes to blockchains that really run. And right now it's sitting at 18. It is $3.39. Remember when I was talking to you, it was like $1 something. It may have been like around $1.09, and then it reached the $2 mark, the $3 mark, and now you're seeing the $3.39. And I believe before the end of the year we're going to hit that $4 mark. But when we look back on SUI, because you say, well, why do you say that about SUI? What's the big deal with SUI? Okay, now let me jump back over to Bitcoin, because I want to preface that with saying SUI Bitcoin. Have you heard those two words together? SUI, remember I just told you that, SUI Bitcoin. Now, why would I mention those two names together? A lot of people may ask, say, well, that's two different blockchains. What's the big deal? What does SUI have to do with Bitcoin? Well, SUI is tapping into the $1.8 trillion asset. And let me see here. I'll explain that to you. Let me go back, because now they're allowing the ability to be able to stake Bitcoin and earn Bitcoin with SUI. Yes, you heard it. SUI is allowing people to be able to stake Bitcoin, a priceless, a gem that's going to be a use of storage. That's where they're getting ready to go. And I'm going to pull that up for you so you can see it. I got a little latency here with my internet, but I want to go into that and let you see what I am talking about, because that is big, big, big. Not only is SUI doing that, let me see here. Let me go stop sharing and go back to the big screen here. Sometimes, you know, when you got news that's really coming, I tell you, sometimes this thing they try to slow it down, but they can't stop it. They can't stop this from coming. They just don't want y'all to know this. But SUI is partnering with Bitcoin. They're allowing, I think it's with the LBTC. That's funny. I got that close. Let's see here. I'm trying to get that up so I can pull that up for you, because I want you to see this. I'm just going to put SUI and Bitcoin. Yeah, SUI and Bitcoin. Let's see if we can go ahead and get in that. Let's see here. There we go. And this is something, SUI to launch Bitcoin staking. Check this out, people. This is big. This is a blockchain that's only been out for, it hadn't been out for a while, but boom, there it is right there for you to see. SUI to launch Bitcoin staking. Babylon, that's it. Babylon Labs and Lombard Protocol are preparing to bring liquid Bitcoin, BTC, staking to SUI. The Bulge ongoing layer 1 blockchain network, SUI and Babylon, discussed on November 25th. Okay. Starting in December, Bitcoin holders on SUI will be able to stake BTC to Babylon, a Bitcoin layer 2 network, and mint LBTC, Lombard's liquid staking token. The initiative aims to onboard Bitcoin liquidity to the SUI ecosystem, growing decentralized finance ecosystem with the LBTC, or as a collateral asset, inviting Bitcoin holders to do more with their Bitcoin via LBTC, SUI and Babylon said. Now, what does that do for Bitcoin? I mean, SUI. What does that do? Bitcoin, a $1.8 trillion US worth of liquidity on SUI. Now, let me explain something else to you, what SUI is doing. And this is why I am bullish as you would not believe on SUI. I am mega bull on SUI. And here's why. I'm constantly DCing on BTC. I bought it at 15. I'm already in position with Solana, but SUI is a $3 coin that at one time was $1. Now, XRP, the banking, the cross-border payment. That's why I'm buying XRP. I'm already in position. I've been buying so much XRP. I got XRP running out my nose. So I'm in position. I may buy a little bit, but it's not a big thing because I'm already there. But SUI, SUI. Here's what else they're doing. I'm going to show you this. If you don't know, now you know. Again, I'm not your advisor, but this is just constant research. Guys, I'm up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning researching, trying to find out what's the latest. But take a look at this, what else they're adding, because I look at cryptocurrency, I look at the usage. What is the usage? What are the partnerships that they're forming behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about? That's why I'm glad you decided to stop by Crypto Secret X. That's why we bring you those gems. But take a look at this and you'll see what else I'm talking about. They have the SUI OX1 gaming system that now is ready to go. They're not forming it. It's ready to go. And here's what they added with that. But there's more now. There's more in SUI. I'm just giving you the cuff of what's going on. I got a lot more to bring to you. But with this game, you can bring in your other assets, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, several other blockchains, and you can game and earn and own your assets and gain more. A lot of blockchains have talked about making those games. A lot of the people are in the development of those games, but they're still trying to figure out what SUI has already figured it out. They already got it ready. It's ready to go. And you can order the game now. You can pre-order it. Just like when Solana came out with the phones. And there is the making of a SUI phone coming. Remember, I told you that. You heard it here first on Crypto Secret X. The second part of that, with the move pump. Now, as we all know, Solana became in the bearish market. Solana became one of the king of memes. And there were several launch pads. There were Pump Fun, Moonshot. You have so many different launch pads for Solana memes. But now in comes the new one, Sui. Now, what's new? What's the difference between a Sui launch pad for memes and a Solana launch pad for memes? Well, let me explain something to you. Okay, you had to download your Phantom wallet, you had to buy Solana, and then you were able to buy the memes. Memes is a degen's heaven when you can get a legitimate launching, where you can get developers that you know are not going to rug it at 98%. Okay, remember I told you that because I'm going somewhere with this. Now, the problem with the meme coins, and I know because I've launched my own, the problem with the meme coins launching on those various other launch pads was after the launch. Like after people bought the memes, everybody kind of sat back and said, hey, what are you going to do with this meme? All right, what are we doing? We're holding it. We're trying to advance it. We're trying to make money, but I need you to hold this meme while I go out and try to get other people to come in and buy and make the community bigger and bigger. That's a huge problem in the meme world. And then I'm going to, there's so much, just hang with me, y'all, hang with me. Sui adds another element to it, okay? Because here's the thing with Sui. Sui now when you have a launch pad on Sui, after the launch, okay, now all your people that's in your community are saying, hey, now I see all this money in my wallet. I bought it at probably like $100 now. I got probably $5,000 or $6,000 in my wallet. Okay, you want me to hold it? Okay, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold on. But how am I going to make money? Because I don't want to lose it all. That's the biggest problem there. Okay, now with Sui, they have what they call staking farms and liquidity pools. And with these, they're right there on the site. Like you can onboard right on the site. And the thing about when you stake it, here's the thing. When you stake it, you're earning. Like you have the ability to earn more of that meme coin. And also you have the ability to stake the liquidity and earn the LPs. So your virtual liquidity goes up. Now, when you do that, you have the ability to harvest it out. So now as I'm holding it and I go over and I stake it, I can still earn more. And they can actually transfer it back into Sui. So they're still earning money while they're holding, while the developer's building the community, while you're trying to tell people come in. And here's the thing, it really didn't matter when you come in because you can just take wherever you came in, go over and stake it and earn more. And as a developer, the more tokens, because if you have an astronomical amount and you drop them over into the rewards, it ups the APY. So now the APY can be up like a 200%, 300% APY, 10,000%. I've seen this, okay? The second part of that is when you're able to stake it, you can also keep your meme coins relevant to the Sui nation by just adding boosts. And the boosts are not $99 or $100. They're like 4 Sui. And right now Sui's $3. So 4 Suis, that's $12. Every so many boosts, it's back on the main page. And it's not over cluttered because not many people know. So it's just starting to run. Okay. That's just the tip of it. They've got 4 major finance companies with Cetus, Turbo Finance. They have FlowX, which also taps into the Flow cryptocurrency. But all these are places where you can stake it. And so now you're adding the staking ability already right there. And I've seen it where people, and it's been kind of like it's been rather difficult staking on others because it wasn't user friendly. Their site is user friendly. If I take you to Move Pump, their site is very, very user friendly. And so here's the thing now. So here's what Sui had. They have the gaming. All right. They have the OKX1. They have the Move Pump launch. And here's another part of SUI I want to bring to you. One other video, and I want you to take a look at this. Was at their first summit now. They call it boot camp, but this is at the first one. Take a look at it.
As OS level integration with ZK login and many crypto primitives, asset ownership and royalty enforcement directly built into the system directly. It can play SUI games and existing Windows games. Not only would you be playing your SUI-based games that are developed by our partners, but your existing games, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, you'll be able to play that directly on SUI Play 0x1. You would be able to bring assets from existing ecosystems with a bridge directly built. So you can bring your Solana assets, your Ethereum assets, but you benefit from the low cost of gas and dynamic assets that SUI affords. So go from a world of flat 1D, one-dimensional assets to 3D assets in SUI, where you have real history, real royalty enforcement, real lore, direct images stored on chain. Start to customize your assets in real time and start to see those realized directly on a blockchain that has the scale where others simply don't.
Okay, so now you see that they're talking about the OKX1 game. Now, here's what's going on in the meme coin sector, and this is where you have to understand the flow of money. Okay, and so the flow of money, here's what happens. Okay, now those of us who've had memes, they bought my memes. Ted Looney got Game Plant. They bought those memes. They have tons of money there, or they have a couple of $1,000s there. We've been holding that, but now people see cryptos running, Bitcoin's running, Solana, SUI. What you're seeing is just a transference of money. Some people just moving money, saying, hey, you know, I can get like, you know, a 50x here, a 60x here, a 100x here, a 4x here. And they've just been moving money over into those sectors. Now, what happens as you see Bitcoin dominance start going up, and then after Bitcoin dominance gets to a certain price where people say, okay, it's $125,000. I'm not going to really buy Bitcoin now. I just don't see any more gains. That's just what's going to happen. Now, and I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to see that. But then that's when the small, large caps, people start moving. Some people already started moving in those with Solana, with Ethereum, because they're expecting Ethereum 10,000. They expect the Solana at 500. They're expecting XRP at about the $5 to $6 range. And it could go higher, but that's just what I'm anticipating with XRP. Okay, now, once those things start hitting, then what happens? Then you start getting more people wanting to come in, but they're looking at those prices because I've been there. I've been in a bull run when it's like this. They're like, oh, that's too high, because they don't have the $200 to $300 to buy 18 Solanas at $400. They just don't have that money. They don't have the money to buy 10 Ethereums at $8,000 a piece. That's $80,000. So then when you start getting retail people in, what do they start gravitating to? The smaller amount coins that they feel like they can get the bigger gain. SUI sits at $3. They have usage. They have meme coins. Meme coins drive a different type of investor. And now these investors are seeing where I can go over the Move Pump, and I'll show you that I can buy and stake it. So you mean to tell me I'm not just holding it anymore? I can stake it and harvest this and transfer it back into SUI? Oh man, you added a whole nother game. But they're going to start. Then from there it goes to kind of like mid caps. Then you go smaller caps like the gaming tokens and all that. But then after we see the bull run peak, everybody knows what happens. Once a bull run peaks, what happens to the market? And then what? It goes back down. And that's just the way it is. We know that. But then when you're sitting on all this extra money, that degen starts kicking back in. And where do people go for degen? They go right back to memes. Now, what memes are going to go? Here's the thing, okay? Now, on Robinhood, you have what? Pepe, you have SHIB. Of course, retail people know to go there, okay? They know because they buying Bitcoin on Robinhood. They go to Coinbase, but they don't know how to use a Coinbase wallet. But they know how to buy just what's listed. They understand that. So where else do they go to find memes? You heard it. That's right. YouTube. Where do they go to learn how to invest in and learn how to download wallets? If they don't have somebody that's telling them about it, YouTube. What memes will start flying right after the other memes? YouTube memes. Why? Because now you have videos constantly being done on YouTube memes. Hence, not only that, which ones do I buy? Because they're going to be wanting to make money. Okay? DGen investors are totally different. Where are they going to go? Okay, here's the meme. Oh, I saw this on YouTube. I'm going to go look at it. How do I buy it? They're showing me how to buy. That's why everything is about getting in position before it runs, not while it's running. And so that's one of the reasons I moved Ted and Looney over to the Sui blockchain, because it adds another dimension to it. It brings in a whole different group of people. And though it went live, and here's the thing, this is crazy. Ted and Looney went live on Sui without me saying one word, just placing it there. It went live. And so now when you start seeing the videos come out, when you start seeing how to buy on Sui, now you can stake it. Now you can earn more. And now you can stake liquidity, earn LPs, harvest it. Man, that's a whole different ball game now. A whole different ball game. So that's why I think Sui has the chance to really, really explode. And I know people are buying the dinosaur tokens because what us that were in investment for over 4 to 5 years, we saw where like Illuvium, we saw where Cardano was, we saw where XRP, we saw Ethereum, we saw all those coins run. And some of us, they got frustrated, they got out. We come back, what do they buy? They buy the old dinosaur coins because they're like, oh, it's low. I want to buy that here. I'm going to try to run that up. But they missed the new coins, the new ones. What's new? I'm not saying none of the dinosaurs can't run, but we see that. But then when they start realizing, oh, this one has, like we bought Illuvium before the game is not even out. We bought it on potential now. Now you're talking about a coin that has usage. We saw what Solana did on usage in the bear market at $9 with the FTX scandal, all of that. And when people said it was over, bam, they came out with the meme coins. They came out with the phones and shocked the world, shocked everybody. Like, I remember my buddy told me, hey, man, you gonna buy Solana? I ain't messing with it. $9, FTX on all this Solana. Man, I'm not touching it. We didn't know one thing. We didn't know that the team was working behind the scene. When it looked like it was over, a lot of people dipped. A lot of people didn't buy Solana at $9. A lot of people said, I'm not touching it. FTX is in it. The big scandal, it looked bad. Go back and watch the news. You can see it. It's all on YouTube. And everybody was like, man, this is the legislator. Everybody was talking about, see, we told you. It was bad, real bad, real bad. And it looked like it was over for Solana. Like everybody jetted. Everybody was talking like, stay away from it. Don't do it. But there were a few of us that said, we understand. And we bought it at $9. And then all of a sudden, memes started taking on. And then you saw where you can launch a meme here, and people were launching memes like crazy. Okay, like crazy. There was nothing happening in the bear market. It was all just bear. Nothing was moving. People were like, I can't make no money now. Then all of a sudden the meme came out, and then Solana was having like outages because there was so much traffic. There were so many people buying the coin that even in the bear market, we started seeing hit $100, then $150. Now it's surpassed where it was at $252. And now we're talking about a $500 Solana, the bounce back, the get back, count the comeback. And there it was. So there is a lot going on now. And I know you're sitting in there, you're looking at your wallet, you're seeing so much run. And when it starts running like this, you start chasing bull runs, you start worrying about your coins. I'm buying coins with usage. I'm buying coins that right now people are going to start talking about. I want to find it before it gets hot. I've already bought the Solana. I got my Ethereum. I bought BTC at 15,000. People said it looks bad. I'm going to break the bank on Sui. I'm telling you that now. I'm breaking the bank on Sui. I ain't your financial advisor, but I'm breaking the bank on Sui. I can tell you that. And I'm also getting a position with my memes, because of course I couldn't buy the whole sector of memes like that because it just costs. And I'm trying to, buy but Ted and Looney on there. So I'm gonna come back with some closing remarks here. But I got to run these few commercial ads, and I'll be right back.
Welcome to Looney Coin. The Green Rabbit Army is here, and we're taking over the Solana and Sui blockchains with unstoppable energy. Join a community that's absolutely loony crazy. We're on a mission to be the most explosive, hype-driven, and fun coin in the crypto space. Get ready to go loony with us, and let's take this coin to the moon together.
Okay, we got two more commercials. Be right back. I had a little drag in mind, so bring you two more commercials, and I'll be back with my closing remarks.
Yo, have you heard? Ted's here to shake things up on the blockchain. Not just any bear, baby. The only bear with these legendary 3D glasses, dripping style across Solana and Sui. No bull market? No problem. Ted brings the party to the market. Bull or bear, Ted isn't your grandpa's investment coin. Oh no, hold tight, because this bear's gonna take you to the moon and back, baby. Ted, the only bear worth holding. Get yours today on Solana and Sui.
Okay, I'd like to leave you with these closing remarks. And as we all know, that cryptocurrency can be risky, and it is risky. You can invest in a currency and lose all your money, or you can invest in cryptocurrency and gain astronomical amounts. But no matter how you look at it, investing it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody, but it is for those of us who see the opportunity to make life-changing money, life-changing. And that's why a lot of us are in it, because we see a way to actually make a better life for our families, kids, people, parents, brothers, sisters, or just you as an individual. We see that opportunity that may have not been afforded us in any other ways, and now we have that chance. But it is a journey. It is a process. A lot of us want to get there overnight, because sometimes we see people that hit it, and they hit it, seems like in a matter of minutes. But what I want to challenge you today is to understand that you have your own journey to go on. You have your own process. Don't compare yourself to other people, because everybody has their own journey. So when you take the time to understand what your journey is about and understand the process that you must go through and to get there, you'll begin to understand the steps that you need to take. And it is a journey. But the one thing you will realize is that you can make it to the end if you just don't give up. You persevere. You make it through the hard times, understanding that hard times don't last forever, but they will come to us all. As we take this journey of investing, we will lose, we will gain, we will experience heartache, and we will experience joy. It's just a part of the process. But understanding that, we always have to understand that we take risk, calculated risk. We do. We don't take dumb risk. We take calculated risk. And that is a part of life. And any millionaire will tell you that they had to take a chance. They had to step out on faith. After they made a choice to go after it, they never look back. They always say a plan B is a plan for failure. Some people say there is no other plan but success. Those people have a dog, tenacious faith to go after something. Head first, heels blazing, and guns blasting. They're going to go after their dreams. I challenge you each day as you get up to pray for guidance, faith, and favor, and attack it with vengeance. This is Chris with Crypto Secret X. Remember, I always tell you, you'll never learn how to swim without jumping in, and you'll never climb a mountain without stumbling. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I may be back tonight, but I want to thank y'all for joining me here today. This is Chris with Crypto Secret X. I'm out.
War's over, but a soldier on, still battling the ghost. No, no, no. Oh.